We'll meet in regular session on Tuesday, October 31st, 2017 at 9 a.m. in the Courthouse Meeting Room 2, northeast corner, 3rd floor, with 3 members present. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Notice to the public, the Board of Supervisors welcomes comments from the public during the time allowed for discussion. You are requested to approach the microphone, state your name for the record, and limit the time used to present your remarks in order that others may be given the opportunity to speak. The normal process on any agenda item is for the chairperson to read the item from the agenda. The board is given an opportunity to comment on the issue and/or place a motion on the floor. An opportunity for discussion may be presented, at which time the public may participate, and a roll call vote will follow. First item is the approval or amendment of our agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion to approve the agenda as printed.
Mr. Chairman, I will second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion on that? If not, roll call vote, please.
Thompson.
Yes.
Slosik.
Yes.
Patton.
Yes. Okay, the next one, ladies and gentlemen. We have an opportunity to give Lucas Babke. Would you come forward, sir?
Yeah, sure, okay.
Lucas has been here for 5 years and has done an excellent job. We're proud of Lucas. The certificate of appreciation may have been known that Lucas Babke served Marshall County as the Building and Grounds Director. We're extending an expression of appreciation for 5 years of service, and we hereby present this certificate. Lucas started out in that department, has worked his way up, and has done a fine job.
Thank you.
And these other guys want to give you accolades also.
Must be.
Lucas, I know we've had our differences.
Yeah. Many.
But other than that, though, you've really been a delight to work with.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
I feel like I'm retiring or something.
You're
This
not
is gonna happen a few
You're
more
not
times.
getting out of here so early.
Oh.
So easy. I've had the pleasure of knowing this young man since he was about this tall. Back when you were a hood rat on the corner of 6th and South Ridge.
That I may have been.
I was sometimes proud of you then because you didn't throw anything at my truck when I went by. But I'm really proud of you.
You're one of the few.
Yeah, I know. Most people you threw stuff at. I bribed you guys.
Yeah, somebody needs to.
You know.
Not enough people did, that's the problem.
But it's been very enjoyable watching the journey of you growing into a fine man. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to work with you.
Thanks.
I agree. The courthouse looks great. Great work, Lucas.
We try.
Okay, moving on then to the next item is our consent agenda. And the chair would entertain a motion I generally read through that. Approve the minutes from regular session of October 17, 2017. File clerk of district court report. 917 general supplemental fund surcharge of $822.53. Accept manure management plan update, EE Farms ID 58021, annual update received and placed on file with no changes made to the manure management plan. Number 6 is accept manure management plan update, Applegate G&L Incorporated ID 59073, annual update received and placed on file with no changes made to the manure management plan. Accept sheriff's quarterly report. 917, general basics, services, service fees $17,683.01. General basic interest checking $12.98. General basic mileage fees $3,880.33. Number 8, approved claims. Approved claims is audited and authorized the county auditor and recorder to issue payment of the same. The listing of the claims paid at this meeting and all claims paid in the month of October will be published as part of the first meeting in November.
Mr. Chairman, I motion that we approve the consent agenda as printed.
And I would second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion on any of these?
No, sir.
If not, roll call vote, please.
Thompson,
Yes.
Slosik,
Yes.
Patton.
Yes. Item has been approved. Number 9. This one is appointment of county auditor and recorder. In accordance with the Iowa Code Section 69.14A, the Marshall County Board of Supervisors will fill the vacancy created with the resignation of Deanne Raymond, Marshall County Auditor and Recorder, by appointment. Said appointment will be effective from Tuesday, October 31st, 2017, until the official canvass following the next pending election on November 6, 2018 general election. At this point, the chair would entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I motion that we appoint Nan Benson as Marshall County Auditor and Recorder, effective October 31st, 2017, until the official canvass of the November 6th, 2018 general election.
And I would second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. And you added in Nan's name in this motion that, as we have here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Any discussion?
I'd like to, we need to thank everybody that applied. We had 5 applicants. They were all good. Interviewed 2. The 2 that we interviewed were both exceptional individuals. It was nice to see a good crop of people step forward and do this. Without question, Jarrett, this is the 4th appointment you and I've been through. In my mind, I believe that Mrs. Benson has got the best credentials that I've seen of the groups in all of those years. Really looking forward to getting her on board, and we made a unanimous choice, and I think it was a tremendous choice.
Yes, it was a unanimous choice. I think people need to realize that. And we were all impressed with her resume and her interview. And that was very good. Steve, do you have any comments?
I guess I just kind of echo what Dave says. Yes, she is a very highly qualified individual for this position, so.
Okay, if there's no further discussion, roll call vote, please.
Thompson,
Yes.
Slosik,
Yes.
Patton.
Yes. Okay, now, they're going to be a little redundant here, but we need to go on to item number 10, because there it talks about the dollars and cents part of it. So at this time, the chair would entertain a motion to appoint Nan Benson, auditor recorder, full-time, $61,174.49 per year, effective October 31st, 2017.
Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion to approve this personnel action.
Mr. Chairman, I'll second that.
Is there any discussion? If not, roll call vote, please.
Thompson,
Yes.
Slosik,
Yes.
Patton.
Yes. Going on then to B is hire Ken Yocums, Sheriff's Office, Courthouse Security, part-time, $16.38 per hour, effective October 31st, 2017. The chair would entertain a motion.
Just want to make a very small correction. It's Ken Yeomans.
What did I say?
Yocums.
Oh, that's my neighbor.
That's okay.
I apologize.
You know, we did budget for 4 security officers.
Would he
Maybe
be
could
interested?
apply.
You know, I hadn't thought about that.
Let's visit with
Well,
you.
that would really goof up people's thought pattern. They'd have two names fairly close.
It's kind of like herding cats, isn't it?
I'm sorry. Gee, I hope Ken didn't hear me. Okay,
Mr. Chairman, I motion that we approve this personnel action hiring Ken Yeomans, Sheriff's Office, Courthouse Security, part-time at $16.38 an hour, effective October 31st, 2017.
And I'll second.
been moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
Other than the fact that the supervisors, you know, we're constantly making improvements in courthouse security. It's been one of our goals these last few years. We did budget for 4 part-timers. Sheriff Hoffman has filled 3, and I know he's looking for a fourth one, so if there's anybody out there that is qualified and interested, please see Sheriff Hoffman and apply for the job.
Okay, any further discussion?
No.
Roll call vote, please.
Thompson,
Yes.
Slosson.
Yes.
Patton.
Yes. The motion is carried. Ken Yeoman. And I apologize to Ken. My apology. Going on then to resolution number 11. This is something we've been working on for literally years, and it's coming to fruition. That's establishing the fair market value and authorizing the acquisition by eminent domain of certain real estate owned by Matt Smith Farms Incorporated, Linda Voss Revocable Trust, Pallet Bermudez Trust, and GMG Community School District in the county of Marshall, Iowa. Okay, there's on the next, on page 3, it goes into quite a lot of detail here, and I'm going to kind of skip over that down to the bottom part here, and during discussion, if anyone has any questions about any of that material, we'll stop and discuss that. But on the bottom here, it says, now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Supervisors, Marshall County, Iowa, the fair market value of the properties are hereby established to be $29,000, $108,000, or $108,000,
100,000.
100,000 and 800,
Yep.
and $6,000 respectively. You know, I deal with that every day, and I couldn't get it out. The Board of Supervisors hereby authorize commencement of negotiations with owners of the properties and any other interested parties for the purchase of the properties for a purchase price which is not less than the fair market value established by this resolution. Number 3 is JCG Land Services Incorporated is hereby authorized to commence proceedings for the acquisition of the property by eminent domain should negotiations fail. Then on page 4, we have a motion that the chair would entertain at this time.
Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion to adopt resolution number 2017-0047, establishing the fair market value and authorizing the acquisition of eminent domain of certain real property owned by Matt Smith Farms Incorporated, Linda Voss Revocable Trust, Paulette Bermudez Trust, GMG Community School District in the county of Marshall, Iowa.
Mr. Chairman, I will second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion here?
I think there's some points we need to make, that we are authorizing these proceedings to commence in the event that negotiations fail. It's just, the board we're resolved that this property is going to be acquired for the Green Mountain Sewer project. The way this works is the county will purchase the land, and then the Rural Water Association turns right around and buys it back from us because they will be the owners of the facility. The dollars from our portion of the budget will come from LMI, which is low and moderate income. It's our trust fund that has been put together from the TIF dollars that come from the Harvester TIF. And this entire project is going to be done with 3 different things: a community development block grant from the federal government, a loan from the USDA, and our portion of dollars that we'll put in from the Harvester TIF. So there will be no property tax dollars directly involved in this acquisition or this project. The funds, once this project is up and running, will be repaid to the loan that will be taken out by Rural Water by the rate payers. So when it gets to the bottom line, this does not have an effect on the property taxpayers in Marshall County. We're just facilitating this.
Dave, on down the road here, will there be other expenses for the county that will be responsible for?
I think those are going to be done all by,
Rural
I think
order.
we're done. I think
We're
Rural Water
done.
takes everything over from this point going forward,
Okay.
because they are the owners of the project.
All
The
right.
the only thing that we have is we have some money from TIF that is only for low and moderate housing.
And that qualifies because of the
Yes.
area that.
Yeah, and we would, we had said originally we would use part of that for this. But that's all.
Mhm.
And we're constrained by law. That's the only thing we can use
Sure.
that money for anyway, so it's sitting there.
Yeah.
But with us participating, it allows the Community Development Block Grant, which will be federal dollars, and the USDA Rural Development loans to go through, which are also federal dollars.
Okay, otherwise I couldn't have used those.
Exactly.
Grants.
Yeah, this is really a force multiplier for all of those
Yeah.
things.
Okay.
So the 3.9, the 12.6, and the 0.65 acres for each of those respective properties is what's being talked about for this project.
That's correct.
Yes.
That has been surveyed. There was a third party who was hired by this JCG Land Services to provide the appraisals.
Okay.
And so we haven't had nothing to do, with that part of it, so.
Okay.
There will be 3 holding ponds.
3 holding.
Yep. When we originally started this project 10 years ago, at that time, DNR only required 2, and it's since, over the years, grown into a necessity for 3 holding ponds. So it's gonna take a few more acres than when we originally started this out 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Any further questions or discussion? If not, roll call vote, please.
Thompson,
Yes.
Slosik,
Yes.
Pat.
Yes. This item has been approved. Going on then to number 12, abatement of real estate taxes. Jared, I was gonna do it by your, no, I'm not, it's Jared.
Am I technically even the auditor recorder anymore?
Uh,
The swearing in hasn't taken place yet.
That's true.
11 o'clock.
11 o'clock.
Yeah,
All right, well, this is a continuation of what we did in the July 25th meeting when we assigned the tax sale certificates on the first 3 properties we're talking about today to the city of Marshalltown. Now, what these were Code Section 46619B, which is, these were public nuisance sale, in which these were properties that the city deemed to be public nuisance. And I'll let Jessica with the city speak on that in a second. I believe they were part of the dilapidated properties they're working on, but they did qualify for public nuisance. So basically, the whole point of that public nuisance sale is to get them rehabbed into better condition properties. With that is a shorter redemption window, 3 months. And so the city did get those certificates assigned to them. They have fulfilled the 3-month window. They have taken deed to these properties. And then in our agreement that we had back in July 25th was if that process would play its full way out, that they would take deed, that we would recommend the abatement of taxes on those due to them being the public nuisance. And it's good to get these back on the tax rolls. So with that, I'll let Jessica speak any more on those properties if you have questions in regards to those, or if there's something you want to share.
Good morning, Jessica Kinzer, City Administrator for the City of Marshalltown. These are actually not those 3 public nuisance ones. These are ones that were on the county-held tax certificate list for prior years and had been there. And so the 3 properties that are listed are ones which in 2016, the city did remove the structures on those properties. We never did lien any of the removal costs or demolition costs to the properties, knowing that they were available, and we're ready to try and get these back on the tax rolls as quickly.
That's right. We've been working on 2 different
Yeah,
groups.
we have 2 sets of 3, yeah, so.
But we have been working on the public nuisance one as
Yes.
well. But yeah, these were the ones from July 25th that we worked on.
So
And you
your-
have, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, your public nuisance then will be coming up later.
Yes, we have not, our 90 days on those notices has not expired yet. It will be, I think, here very soon. So that is one that those will come forward to you probably sometime in early 2018 or whenever it works out best to remove any back taxes there.
Yeah, I got confused on, the 90 days has started, so that the waiting period to get to that has
Okay,
been fulfilled.
with that said then, on the top of 5, that's our motion, do we need to change that a little bit? Because here it
No.
says amounts due from the county system. Is that
That is still
is
correct,
that gonna be okay?
yes.
Okay.
And obviously, the city has no problem with us abating their penalties and other items on it.
We have a whole bunch more still sitting on our books from this year where we were maintaining these lots. So-
Because typically, the penalties and everything else exceeds the amount of tax owed. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Moving on then,
And then I'll add on the other, there's those 2 other
Albion,
parcels at the bottom.
yeah.
And they're both owner unknown parcels in Green Mountain and Albion. I think basically when some mapping changed years ago, some slivers of property just kind of, after
Yeah.
the mapping adjustment, became owner unknown, and there was a philosophy at the time of, well, let's keep some value on those so that maybe somebody will want to purchase the taxes, what have you, go through that process. Well, then what's happened is no one has, and now it's just kind of recurring, going over and over on the books each year of nobody paying taxes on tiny slivers. So that's going to be another situation where we need to try to get with adjoining property owners, but that's been kind of a difficulty so far. So to clean this up really cleans up our system going forward on both of these parcels.
okay.
Mr. Chairman, I would motion that we adopt resolution number 2017-0048 for the abatement of real estate taxes of this list.
And I second.
Been moved and second to adopt the resolution 2017-0048. Is there any further discussion? If not, roll call vote, please.
Thompson,
Yes.
Slosik,
Yes.
Patton.
Yes. Okay, motion has been adopted. Now, item number 13. This is a request for the use of Courthouse Square holiday light display by Noon Optimist. Discussion and possible action to approve the request from the Noon Optimist Club to use the Courthouse Square for the holiday light display. And this is something we've always done, and they've already started. It's a big job. They do a great job. And if you know an optimist, pat them on the back, because they've done a great job on this. So I will open this up to a motion by anyone here. Anyone?
Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion to approve the use of the Courthouse Square for a holiday light display by the Noon Optimist Club. The holiday lights will showcase the square each evening from November 17th, 2017, which is the holiday stroll, through December 31st of 2017.
Mr. Chair, I will second that.
Is there any further discussion? Comments?
It sure brings festivity to the courthouse for the holidays. It's always looks great. I've heard that this may be their last year. I truly hope it isn't.
Yeah.
You know, if it is, I understand that all the service clubs, we're all getting older. It's
Is it something Lucas could help with in some way? Help them
we
put up?
don't have the ability to put these up, nor the
Okay.
manpower.
Okay.
Any further discussion? Lucas, you're smiling.
No,
Okay.
he's just going. Ignore that.
They've done it a long time.
Yeah. Roll call vote, please.
Thompson,
Yes.
Slosik.
Yes.
Patton.
Yes. Motion is carried. Going on then to item number 14. This is official notice to agencies considering requesting county funding for fiscal year 2017 to 2018. The Board of Supervisors requires that all funding requests are submitted to the Board of Supervisors by Friday, December 1st, 2017 at 4:30 p.m. Application may be accompanied by documentation to substantiate the request. You may provide documentation of your own, or you may request a budget packet from the County Auditor Recorder's Office. Okay, one thing that didn't get in here, I just want to throw out. We supervisors and department heads have been working diligently on the security of the courthouse to make it more secure. The world is not secure. We are very concerned about the security of the people who work here. We're very concerned about the security of the people who come here just to do business. So there's a number of things that we're working on. Most of those things we're going to kind of hold in our secret file. The bad guys don't need to know what we're doing. But one of the things to help make the courthouse more secure is to have limited access. That means we shut all the doors but one. We're going to, here in the near future, be shutting the door that a lot of people use on the north side, which is really our main door. And then eventually here, put in x-ray machines and things at the south door, which would be the only door that would be accessible for people to use. But those are just some things down the road we would like the public to know about, so that they're not caught off guard and say, gee whiz, I can't get in the courthouse today. But we'll get some signs up. We'll also get it on the radio and get it in the paper, the exact day when that's going to happen. I don't have that day here yet. We've got another committee meeting coming up pretty soon, and we'll set that date at that point. So I just wanted everyone out there in the county and in the cities to realize that. Okay, moving on then, item number 15 is public forum. Is a time set aside for the public to make comments on topics of county business other than those listed on this agenda. No action will be taken on any of these topics brought up in the public forum. Any comments, questions, concerns? Moving on then. Item number 16, adjournment. The next regular session is November 14, 2017 at 9 a.m. All business to be acted upon at that session should be submitted to the County Auditor Recorder's Office or the Board of Supervisors' Office by Thursday, November 9, 2017 at 1 p.m. There being no further business to come before the board, the meeting is adjourned at 9:28. Thank you all for coming.